salary or for secretary and or bookkeeper, right? Then Samantha will cover her startup expenses by cashing a 20,000 certificate of deposit, which she was earning a 500 interest. So that if she cashed out, she will lose this earning, right? When she cashed out, she would be losing this opportunity, right? So in that case, 80,000 plus that 500 totaled. The answer is C, which is 80,500. Still, do I need to repeat that? Or it's all clear?
That's clear.
Okay. Okay, then let's move forward. Here we go. Okay, so okay, now we also talked about the diminishing marginal product. And did you see here when one worker is added to the production, the total production increases, but at decreasing rate. We talked that this is marginal product of labor. So here we go. We have a question here to test your concept. So refer to this table. Please find out what is the marginal product of a fourth worker. Everybody, please do that. So how about you, Marilyn? What is the answer here? Marilyn, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm still thinking, sir.
Okay. Subhan.
Is it B, sir?
B. Okay, I heard B. Rodrigo?
I'm not sure yet, sir.
Okay. Make a guess.
I can say it's A.
A. So we are A and B, right? So now, please. So when you add fourth worker, right? So how much the third worker contribute? So, okay, how much is the total productivity when we have three workers? 180, right? See here, 180. Where is my pointer? Okay. So when you add fourth worker, your productivity jumps to from 180 to 260. How much is the difference? Does it 65, 70, 75 or 80?
80.
Then answer would be
D.
Now you understand that? Because we want to find out marginal productivity. Right? Okay, now the second one. So refer to the table at which number of workers does diminishing marginal product begins. So at what point? It's 2, 3, 4, 5.
2.
2.
I say 5.
5.
I heard 2 and 5.
But do you mean like on the graph at what exactly point it will start diminishing, or when it
Yes.
started
At
diminishing?
what point we have the property of diminishing marginal product? What is diminishing marginal product?
When it starts
That
declining.
each worker that is added, right, he will produce less from the previous one.
Yeah,
3.
that's fine.
It's
3.
2, 3.
3.
What is that?
It's 5, I believe.
I think 5 also.
How 5?
Because when you add the 5th worker, you will increase the output by 70. But when you added the 4th worker, it was 80. So from 5, it started diminishing.
Well done. Well done. Right? So do I need to repeat one more time? So when you add the 5th worker, so okay, when you add the 4th worker, your marginal productivity was 80. When you add the 5th worker, your marginal productivity would be decreased and decreased to 70, right? So it means by adding 5th worker, the diminishing marginal product characteristics started. Okay, now we also talked about the various measures, fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost that do not vary with the level of output, for example, rent, factory, right? Whether you produce 1 million worth of the product, 1 million units, 2 billion units, the cost remains the same. Or if you produce, like, if you produce nothing, even then you have to pay. We call this fixed cost. Variable cost, which do vary with the level of output. If you produce 2 units, cost will be lower. If you produce 1 million units, cost will be greater. So we have, for example, workers' wages and raw material cost, right? These are variable cost. Okay, now so we already talked about. So we also talked about this case in which we find out that even if we don't have the columns that mentioning here, what is the fixed cost and what is the variable cost. So just see when there is zero output on cost columns, do we have any other cost? Answer is yes. We see here is 30 is the cost here, right? So that perfectly fits in our definition of fixed cost, which is independent of the production. So if you see the output here, so we are producing 0, 50, 90. So we see when we produce nothing, we are having 30 cost plus this 30 remains the same. So this fits in a category of fixed cost. And the cost of worker, you see that if you produce more, the cost of the worker also increases. So that is a variable cost. Here we go. So please answer this question. Fixed cost can be defined as cost that
T.
well done. Answer is D. Why? Because if you produce nothing, if you have a zero production, even then you have to pay like rent, right? Now answer this question. This question will be answered by Rodrigo.
Okay.
So what is the answer here? Can you see a screen here?
Yes. I think it's D.
D. Anyone else who want to participate? Kim?
I also thought D.
I think it's C.
So we have C and D. The battle between C and D, right?
I think it's C.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Answer is D. No, for this one, answer is C. Why not D? So let me just repeat. The question says, suppose Jan started up a small lemonade stand business last month. Variable cost for Jan's lemonade stand now include the cost building the lemonade stand. B, hiring an artist to design a logo for her sign. Now tell me, the building the lemonade stand, is this a variable cost or a fixed cost? Would you pay more to the builder who is building the lemonade stand? Okay, if I sell 100 lemonade, I will pay you $30. If I sell 1,000, I will pay you $300. It's a fixed. Plus hiring an artist who is designing a logo. Now this designing cost has nothing to do with the sales. If you sell 1,000 of the lemonade drinks or whether you sell one, you just pay the fixed amount to design a logo. And lemonade mix, right? Sugar, the lemons, all the stuff. If you sell more, you have to produce more. You need to need more raw material of lemonade mix, right? That perfectly fit in the definition of the variable cost, right? So answer is, again, answer is C, right? Okay, then we talk about the composition of total cost. Total cost is the sum of variable cost and fixed cost. We also talked about